I was at the grocery store yesterday, getting in the checkout line, getting my groceries checked out, and as I'm getting checked out, I hear a voice that's loud and just going on and on. And so I turn around, I'm like, what in the world? And I turn around, and it's this lady at the self checkout line. I'm at the checkout where the cashiers check you out, but I turn around, and it's a lady just yapping at the self checkout line, and I'm like looking around because I'm like, this lady is loud. Like, she was loud. And I'm looking at the lady that's checking me out, the cashier, and you can tell on her face, she thinking, what in the world she got going on? And then I look to my right, and her coworker looking at her, they talking with their eyes. He looking like, what in the world she got going on? Everybody kind of smirking. And I'm like, what in the world? And then it dawned on me, that's why you have to be quiet. That's why you have to be quiet. Because a friend told me, and there's a saying, like, if you want to know how somebody is or who they are, just let them talk. Just let them speak. And so it's like, this lady is going on about somebody she don't like and how they walked in the store, and she's revealing who she is by her speech. And now people will look at her and know, or like if I were to see her again somewhere, I'd be like, oh, she looks familiar. Then it dawned on me, oh, that's the lady that was running her mouth at the grocery store talking about somebody else. People know who you are by how you speak. And the things you say, people will remember them. So it's like, sometimes you talk too much, people gonna know, oh, that's sister, that talked too much. She talked too much. That's the sister that was running her mouth at the feast days trying to gossip. Oh, that's the sister that was complaining about her husband putting his business out on Front Street. You talk too much, you can reveal who you are. You gotta learn how to be quiet. This is Proverbs 17:27. He that have knowledge spareth his words, and a man of understanding is of an excellent spirit. Even a fool, when he holdeth his peace, is counted wise, and he that shutteth his lips is esteemed a man of understanding. So we have to know when to shut our lips and when to open our mouth. And also we got to know the things we are supposed to be talking about, because you're not supposed to be gossiping, backbiting, and murmuring, and talking maliciously about other people and telling other people business and how you can't stand that girl and you hate that girl. You're not supposed to be saying stuff like that. This is also Sirach chapter 20 and verse number 5. There is one that keepeth silence and is found wise, and another by much babbling becometh hateful. Some man holdeth his tongue because he have not to answer, and some keepeth silence knowing his time. A wise man will hold his tongue till he see opportunity, but a babbler and a fool will regard no time. He that useth many words shall be abhorred, and he that taketh to himself authority therein shall be hated. So there is one that is keeping silence and is found wise. A wise man will hold his tongue till he see opportunity. So we have to know when to hold our tongue. Sometimes you don't got to say something. You don't always have to respond. Sometimes no response is the response. Sometimes it's not wise to say something back. Sometimes it's not even a place to speak, because they're talking about madness and folly, and where does that leave you? And that's another point I wanted to bring out, because when the lady was running her mouth, and I seen that my cashier was kind of, smirking and kind of looking like what in the world going on, I was about to open my mouth and say something. I was about to be like, y'all know what she got going on. But what would that have profited me? Because now I'm opening the door for a folly conversation to take place. Now I'm opening the door to spirits and a gossip about this lady that I don't even know. So I didn't say nothing. Because sometimes you got to know when to be quiet. Because had I would have opened my mouth and then started to try to chime in, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't even know this cashier, and I don't know this lady, so I don't need to say nothing. I don't need to open my mouth and be like, oh, yeah, that's crazy, she tripping. Because then what? Now people gonna look at me like, oh, she run her mouth too. So sometimes you don't have to always say what you're thinking. You don't have to always chime in and give your 2 cents, especially about matters that don't concern you. So we have to learn how to be quiet and watch our mouths. This is Sirach 20 and 5 through 8 in the GNT. Some people are thought to be wise because they don't talk much. Others are disliked because they talk too much. Some people keep quiet because they don't have anything to say. Others keep quiet because they know the right time to speak. A wise person will not speak until the right moment, but a bragging fool doesn't know when that time is. No one can stand a person who talks too long and will not give others a chance to speak. So ultimately, know when to speak, know when to be quiet, because a silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord. That doesn't mean that we have to shut up all the time, but that means knowing when to speak, and when we do speak, opening our mouth with the wisdom of with law of kindness and wisdom, Salakia, Proverbs 31 and 26. And when we do speak, making sure there's words of edification, and we're not chiming in on folly, madness conversations, gossiping, talking maliciously about people, telling people business that matters that have nothing to do with us. Because now we bring a stain on our name, and now you're known as a sister that gossip, that tell people business, that run her mouth too much. And even when you do speak, what verse 8 say? No one can stand a person who talks too long and will not give other chance to speak. Don't be so long-winded all the time. Say your point, wrap it up, and move on. The Sirach 19 and 29 in the GNT. You can know people by their appearance. The first time you look at them, you can tell if they have good sense. Their character shows in the way they dress, the way they laugh, and the way they talk. So just by how you laughing, how you talking, how you walking, how you moving, people know who you are. So, hey, learn when to be quiet. Because if you run your mouth too much, you're going to find yourself exposed and getting jammed up. And people going to, yeah, that you got to watch out for that sister. She talks too much. So, hey, Lord willing, this was helpful to somebody. And we can just all meditate on knowing when is the right time to speak. Because like Ecclesiastes 3 say, there's a time to keep silent and a time to speak. Ultimately, know when to speak and make sure you saying the right things. All praise to the Most High. Lord willing, we can meditate on this. Shalom.